I'm sorry this took so much longer than planned, but the video is finally here, Windows NT4. Welcome to this video. Welcome to the 240p section of the video. If you are observant, very observant perhaps, you may have noticed that I skipped Windows 95 and went straight to Windows NT 4.0 because I've been going in chronological order, and Windows 95 was released in, who would have guessed, 1995, and Windows NT 4.0 was released in 1996, so it should come afterwards. However, someone requested to see a video about Windows NT 4.0, so that's what I'm making a video about now instead of Windows 95. Though Windows 95 is coming. Darn dogs. Some neighbor dogs, that's all. Anyway, and also that I record video and audio separately this time, because, well, record video and audio separately because the computer that I recording the video on is running without a monitor or anything, and also I can control it remotely. But anyways, that is causing the audio sync to be just a little bit, well, just like maybe a second or so, probably less than a second off. So like clicks may sound a little bit off from when they appear on the screen just because of that. But it's not too big of a deal anyways. Yeah. And well, without further ado, without further ado, the beginning of the Windows NT 4.0 installation video.
Video using Vmware Fusion instead of Premium like previous videos. File new, so I can create a new virtual machine here and install from a disk or image. Yes, that's what I want to do. So yeah, I did this before a little bit. So yes, this is the one I want. And we're gonna do Windows NT. So we have a 4 GB hard drive and 256 megabytes of memory. That seems alright. We have a CD drive and a sound card, and we have shared networking. That seems about right. Yep, I want to save it there. Let's see. Let's go into virtual machine configuration or settings. I'm going to turn the hard drive into... Oh, come on. Did not mean to turn that on yet. Shut down because I'm trying to edit these settings. Yep. Anyway. Advanced options. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to set this to IDE. So, apply. That change. IDE, that's just the most common one, so I'm going to do that anyway, even though it probably doesn't really matter. And yeah, I think that's all I want to change. Alright, let's start it up. Vmware. Windows NT installation. Yeah, I got the Spanish version somehow, but that's okay. I'm a little too lazy to re-download it. I don't feel like re-downloading it, so I know some Spanish, so I'll be able to figure it, to use it anyways. It takes a while on this screen for some reason. But to know more about the Windows NT installer, press F1. To install Windows NT now, press Enter. To repair a damaged installation, press R. And to exit without installing, F3. So I'm going to push Enter to install. It has detected the following storage devices: IDE CD-ROM drive, and then a BusLogic SCSI controller. Oh, I'm not using it. To configure other adapters from a CD-ROM or special disks, press S. If you don't have a support disk from the manufacturer, or you don't want to configure other adapters to use Windows NT, press enter. So I'm going to press enter because there's nothing else I need to configure. Installation program of Windows NT Workstation. Oh, the installation program has determined that the startup disk of your system has not been used, has been erased, or has a operating system that cannot coexist with Windows NT. If there is a non-standard operating system installed, continuing with the installation can damage or destroy it. If you've never used the disk or you want to eliminate its contents, select continue. Press C to continue. You will lose all your stored data in the startup disk. I'm going to press C because it is a new disk that we started out. And then, oh shoot, I got to hit page down to go through the license agreement. It's annoying. Mainly because I'm controlling this remotely and the physical keyboard does not have a page down key. So I'm going to need to put up accessibility preferences and get the on-screen keyboard to push down. It's annoying. Accessibility keyboard, and then activate that. Click in here. Click function down, I believe. Yep. That'll send the page down key. So I can page down all of this. Can you imagine? You need to have the page down key to be able to install Windows NT. You have to get a new keyboard if your keyboard doesn't have it, I guess. There we go. Now I don't need this anymore. And now press F8 to accept it. Oh, no, under this virtual machine send key, I can send the F8 key, which is yes, I accepted. So, single processor system, detect the screen automatically, XC8T or expanded keyboard. Oh, Microsoft mouse, yeah. And to get better mouse control, we'll install the Vmware add-on stuffs. So, to get better, well, it has its own driver disk, so you select the operating system and it'll have drivers for that operating system that you can install. So I want the US International keyboard and not the Spanish one. Oh, English, United States International, that's the one I want. And that is correct. To install Windows NT in the selected partition or the space without partitions, press enter. To create a partition, press C. To eliminate the selected partition, press E. I think I could just hit enter. Format with FAT or NTSFS. Well, I can't access the disk either way because these VMs use a different format, so I'm gonna format it as NTFS. I'm going to change this to Windows instead of WinNT. So I'm going to copy them there. To have the setup program scan the disks, hit enter. To not do that, to skip the scan, press escape. I'm going to press escape because this is a virtual hard drive. So it's already been scanned by the operating system. Don't need to worry about that. And then copying the files to the hard drive. The first phase of the installation has ended okay. Take out your disks, press enter to restart the computer. To restart. Windows NT Workstation version 4.00. That's the one I want. Alright. Oh yeah, it's gonna do some restarts. Yeah. It's really annoying because the mouse isn't getting captured properly, but that's okay because we'll install the VMware add-ons. So step 1 is obtain information about your computer. So let's do personalized installation instead of typical, portable, or compact. The name, of course my name, Galaxy Animal. Of course that's not my real name, but that's my alias that I'm going by, so I'll use that as my name. for this. Oops. And the computer name, WNT4 for Windows NT4. Administrator account password, I'm going to have it no password. Emergency repair disk, no, don't create a emergency repair disk because I am dangerous. Well, you're supposed to do that, but I'm not going to because I don't feel like doing that. So let's see, what are the accessories that it has omitted? Mouse pointers. Oh, we gotta have our fancy mouse pointers. We gotta. It's a requirement of using Windows that we should have fancy mouse pointers. Let's see. Oh, desktop backgrounds. Yeah, we gotta have our fancy desktop backgrounds. We can't live without it, right? And then the communications, actually get rid of some of that because it's dial-up related, and I mean, there's no dial-up. This isn't 1995. We don't have dial-up. Some people still have dial-up, I think. Hyperterminal requires a modem. Telephone dialer. Well, there's no point in having a telephone dialer. And then we don't need that telephone. So I guess we're not installing any of that fancy networking stuff. But we do need to have our games. We gotta have them, right? There we go. Windows messaging. Let's see, what is this? Well, I don't need Internet Mail, Microsoft Mail, or Windows Messenger. Let's see, multimedia. We gotta have our multimedias, yeah. Let's see. We gotta have our game sounds, our music sounds, our robot sounds, and our Utopia sounds. That's important. Yep, we got all these stuffs, what we need for our multimedia. And you should be able to have sound, though. I have to go plug stuff up to record it. Oh, there we go. Then accessibility options. Let's see, what accessibility options do we have? Oh, okay, there's only that. Well, we should install them anyways. Alright. Install Windows NT Network. Alright, so we have connected to the network and remote access to the network. So, connected to the network is you're connected by a ISDN adapter or a network adapter, and then remote access is modem. So we don't have a modem, so we're gonna check connected to the network. I'll let it search for it because I think it is already compatible, so you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, I think that seems right. That it's an AMD PCNet adapter. That seems like the one that we want. So let's just install these all three. We can uninstall them if there's problems about them. Might as well. Yep. And continue to install, or back to change it. We'll continue and install all of our network stuff. Yep. Well, yeah, let's continue with the default. If there is a DHCP server in your network, you can configure TCP/IP so that it gets a automatic IP address. If you're not sure, ask your network administrator. Do you want to use DHCP? Yes, because I don't want to have to mess with installing a static IP address. I don't even know if that's possible. So yes, we're going to do that. Let's see, workstation. Let's see if there's anything that's... Well, nah, there's nothing we need to change here, I don't think. And if it is, we can go into the control panel later. Click continue to start the network. Click back to stop the network if it's running. But yeah, let's start the network. So computer name is WNT4. Yes, that's what I chose. And then work group, we're gonna use, instead of group in Spanish, we're going to use work group, because that's the default for English-speaking computers. And then finish the installation. Yep, let's finish the installation. So it's starting off, it's defaulting to GMT, but I am in Eastern Time, United States, which is that's US and Canada, but I'm in the United States and not in Canada. But I guess if I was in the Eastern Time Zone of Canada, I would select it the same way, and then change the time automatically according to summertime, which is daylight savings time. Yeah, I want to do that, so that's how we want to do it at. Well, maybe I wanted to do 24-hour time. Well, I can do that later if I really want. And we'll just keep all the defaults here, because we have to install the Vmware guest add-ons drivers to get higher resolution anyways. So click accept, and now we're copying some files from the CD, the installation CD. Gotta restart the computer. Alright. So, funny enough, we just send Control-Alt-Delete, and yep. Welcome to Windows NT. I'm gonna close that one. Let's see, what is the Internet Explorer that we have installed right now? Copyright 1996, which is when Windows NT 4 came out. Well, let's look at About Internet Explorer. It's version 2.0. I mean, 2.0, I mean, we can try. Let's try. It's kind of old and it's probably not going to work all that well. But that's okay, because we're going to install a new version. We're going to install the latest version that this version of Windows supports pretty soon. Oh well, it looks like not, but whatever, I'm not gonna. We'll just need to use a different CD. We'll just need to change the CD out for the service pack. sp6.iso. Yeah, or CD. So I accept the license. Don't make a backup copy. Install it. And it's installing Service Pack 6. And restart. Alright. So I'm connected via SFTP to my home directory on the computer that I'm running the VM on. And here I'm in the downloads directory, IE6 folder, and then this is the Internet Explorer 6 installer. I'm going to create an ISO image with the Internet Explorer 6 installer so I can transfer it over to the VM. Alright, here I am connected to that computer via SSH. I'm recording on this computer because I don't want to have to sync up the audio for this segment involved. So we're going to CD downloads. So here I'm going to run a command to create an ISO image. So I'm going to do HDI util, which is a Mac utility to mess around with disk images and stuff. The graphical utility is disk utility, and then we have two command line utilities, HDI util and disk util. And then, well, of course we still have the basic DD, which is the same as under Linux, but we don't have like, I don't know, fdisk or whatever. So we need to do HDI util, make hybrid to make a ISO image that can be read under Windows, and we need to do ISO for being a CD, which is ISO standard, Joliet, it's the CD-ROM file system needed for, because of course Apple has its own specific file system, so we got to do it this way. And then -O for output, and we're going to do IE6, and it'll append ISO automatically. And then we need to have the IE6 folder. If I just put the file, it'll do like this. It'll crash segmentation fault. which that's probably a bug in HDIU too. But I think it's thinking that if I'm giving it just a file, that's a disk image file. So it's trying to read it as a disk image file and it's failing. But if we give it a folder, it'll understand that's a folder. So use that folder to create the disk image. Like so. Oh. Well, it already started trying to create it and then crashed. So that's some corrupted image file that we don't need to mess with. So I'll just delete that and then rerun it. And for ls now, we have our IE6.iso right here. All right, now that we've installed the service pack, let's uncheck show this screen next time you start Windows NT, so I don't have that coming up all the time. I'm going to close out of this, and I'm going to go to virtual machine, and I'm going to configuration or settings, and then we're going to click the CD/DVD, and I'm going to change that to the IE6.iso that we created earlier. I'm going to open that up. But I'm going to make a folder for the Internet Explorer setup files. Don't have to, because I'm not 100% sure, but I think it may like extract a bunch of stuff. Oh well, I'll just do copy paste. Yep, it is. It's a self-extracting archive. So now we got IE6 set up right here. I accept the agreement. Next. Install minimal or customize it. Yeah, I'm going to customize it. Core fonts, DHTML, dynamic HTML, yeah. Browsing enhancements. Yeah, we need to have our browsing enhancements. We must have them. We simply must, right? We don't need Outlook. We do need all of this Windows Media Player stuff, so that way we can watch some videos. But we don't have any audio set up, so it doesn't really matter. AOL Art. Yeah, we need AOL Art support. We gotta have our Flash player. Some old Flash player that probably doesn't even work. We gotta have our additional web fonts. It's just a necessity. And all these languages, we need all of them. Alright. Next. Processing information needed for installation. Installing components. Alright, let's go. Alright, now what? Please save your work. Oh yeah, because when we finish the installation, it'll restart the computer. Wait, well, the system stores unsaved data on the disk, so that's why you don't just cut it off, because it's going to mess up the disk. Select Windows NT Workstation 4.00. Oh, let's load a 4.01. One system processor, 256 megabytes of memory, and we have hit Service Pack 6 installed. But it's really 6A, because Microsoft released Service Pack 6 and there was a problem with it, so they released 6A like right away after it. Now, did I demonstrate Internet Explorer? Might as well do that anyways. Oh no, I haven't done that. I just did it running the installer. I haven't done the demonstration of it working yet. Alright, so let's see. I want to just set it up manually because I've already got it. I don't know why Internet Explorer always wanted to mess with that. I connect through a LAN rather than a modem. I don't use a dial-up anymore. Automatic construction, nah. We ain't got no proxy server, so it don't matter. And close the wizard, click finish. Alright, let's do that. Here we have Internet Explorer 6. Well, let's see if Google.com works. That does. GalaxyAnimal.xp3biz. There we go. Thanks for looking at my website, mates. Of course, the YouTube channel's not going to work.
but this thing does. I mean, Internet Explorer 6, I mean, just a few years ago was when people stopped supporting it, which is crazy because now they don't support any kind of Internet Explorer at all. Not just view pages over a secure connection. Of course, it doesn't work. Of course, we can look into the options. Oh, it's under advanced. We'll see if there's any TLS settings that we can do. Oh, well, we'll see if that works, but probably not because it doesn't support the ciphers nowadays. It doesn't support any kind of modern ciphers, so it can't do anything, unfortunately. But that's okay, because that's not the only thing that we're going to look at.
Click on virtual machine, and I'm going to click on install VMware tools. That way we can get some real drivers for some of this stuff. Click install to connect the VMware tools install CD to the virtual machine. And then if it doesn't install it automatically, run setup.exe in the CD-ROM folder. Alright. Oh, well, it's already running the setup. Alright. Preparing VMware tools for installation. This installation wizard will install the VMware tools on your computer. To continue, click next. This program is protected by copyright law and international treaties. Alright. So I'm not going to pirate it so I don't get arrested by Interpol or something. We're going to do complete. We're going to install everything. And now we're installing all the stuff. Mouse driver. Yeah, mouse driver. The mouse driver is the most important part because it's annoying to have the mouse be in a different place. It has successfully installed VMware tools. Click finish to exit the wizard. You must restart for the changes to take effect. Okay, yes, I will restart it now. And let's start it back up. Okay, so I'm going to download a version of Firefox for Windows NT 4, and then I'm going to create a CD for it, the same way I did for Internet Explorer.
Okay, so we just installed the service pack. So I'm going to increase the screen size a bit, 800 by 600. That should be good. So that way it'll be a little bit bigger. So any of you that have had a little bit of trouble seeing this, well, you can see it better now probably. And now I'm going to put this into real color just because. And let's accept that. It says, you haven't tested with success this new configuration. Press the test button to test it before. But I'm going to hit accept because screw that. See, and it works. I mean, of course it does. I'm going to install Opera right now. Let's go into. So now I'm going to try to select a disk image. And I'm going to choose Opera 10.iso. And I made this the same way that I made the Internet Explorer. So let's open that up. Let's go under my computer, Opera 10. Close out of that. For Opera, for the setup to work, it needs to be the classic setup and not just the regular setup, because the regular setup uses the install shield or something like that doesn't work correctly on Windows NT 4.0. However, the classic Wise installer does. This installation program will install Opera. You can surf the web with multiple windows, use mouse gestures or keyboard shortcuts, blah blah blah. Click next to set it up, and I accept this license agreement. Then we're going to install it in Opera. Now we don't want to add it to Quick Launch. But other than that, desktop and start menu is okay. And now let's install it. Okay? And then run Opera when I press finish. Alright, so I click hit finish. Okay, so certain transparency effects will be slow and possibly not running correctly. Obtaining it from Windows ME will fix this. That's non-fatal, so we'll just hit that. So let's see if we can find some settings. Preferences. Under security protocols, let's uncheck SSL3 because a lot of sites, they might not work correctly with that. But enable TLS1, 1.1, and 1.2. Now, it still may not be quite new enough to actually support modern websites, but let's try Stack Overflow. See how that works. Nope. Let's try GitHub maybe. Let's try my website, my Galaxy Animal website.
And that works. And let's see if my YouTube channel will load out. Obviously, this is still too old to support HTML5 video, but it does in fact load this page correctly. Let's try to go. Nope. Okay, so it does support TLS 1.2, but it doesn't support new enough encryption algorithms. So that's Opera. I'm using Cremu instead of the VM I had earlier, but that's okay. Now I'm going to install RetroZilla, which is a fork of Firefox that's designed specifically for NT4 and Windows 95. Initializing it. RetroZilla 2.2.0. Lots of zeros. Hit next, and we can continue it. Except the MPL, we'll do custom. That'll be alright. Yep, looks like everything's already checked right. Yeah, that looks right. No, don't do quick launch. Yep, that looks alright. Hit install. Hurry up, I want installing the uninstaller. Oh, there it is. Oh, alright, let's see what it's talking about. Hold on. Copyright 2020 or 2021? Let's see. Well, whenever it loads. What does it say here? Yeah, make it the default. Oh, it's probably under help about RetroZilla. About : Oh, but that isn't. 2019. Alright. Let's close out of this one. And now let's see. I mean, it isn't perfect. Like, it doesn't have security for everything. But it is good for looking up stuff. I mean, I wouldn't use this as in many browsers, even though it probably does work under Windows 10. Alert. Cannot connect securely to Wikipedia because it uses a protocol which isn't enabled. As you can tell, like, not all sites are going to work with this, even though it has TLS 1.2. Because it doesn't support all this encryption algorithms. Although they have made good progress to adding more, though. But let's see. We'll see if this works. As you can see, it has loaded, although it doesn't have good enough CSS and JavaScript support to actually display correctly. Let's see if we can access the Galaxy Animal website with HTTPS or just plain HTTP. And as you can see, it works via HTTPS as well. Although the icon doesn't, although it does correctly load all of this. Now let's go to, well, let's check out the YouTube channel. It's almost certainly not going to work because the version of Firefox that's forked from does not have support for HTML5 video. It appears to be working, but as you can see, it's working. Alright, now that I've showed a few websites and it is in fact working, well, it's about time to get ready to close out this video. Alright, I mean, it's not exactly usable on the modern web, but Windows NT 4.0 can do a little bit of basic stuff. I guess that's the end of this video then. Goodbye, adios.